Assalamu alaikum to everyone who's watching this video lecture. This is Vakar from Cameron International Science College at Talagang. Sorry. Welcome to all the students in classroom training video lecture. I hope you would be fine and you would have prepared all the lecture in effective manner, whether they were delivered by me or Sir Mumtaz. Dear student, as you know that the portion which is related to grammar is being taught by me, and the other portion which is known as the name of textbook is being taught by Sir Mumtaz, and I hope you have been focusing on both the sections in effective manner effectively. So dear student, right now in this lecture you are going to learn about an important topic which is related to part of a subject. ये एक part of subject का हिस्सा है, part of sentence का हिस्सा है. You have already covered the first part of a sentence which was related to subject. In this lecture you are going to learn about the second part of a sentence. There are three major parts of a sentence. Number one, subject, and number two, verb, and number three is known as the name of object. So right now here you can see that there is written a definition about verb. Verb describes an action. Students, you must know about it that sometimes we see that there is no proper action in a sentence. It means that there is no verb? No, it doesn't mean. When there is no proper action in a sentence, it doesn't mean that there is no verb in that sentence. That particular sentence has a verb, but we misunderstood to locate that where is the verb, because most of the time we consider that verb is related to action. Without action there is no verb. It is not a correct definition. It is not a correct sense. When we talk about the definition of verb describes an action. First of all, it knows everyone about it. Everyone knows about it. Verb describes an action. Its first phase. And when there is no action in a sentence, then the state of a subject, फिर क्या करता है वो state of a subject की बात करता है, whether the subject is in present or past or future. So there are two parts of this definition. Number one is related to action and number two is related to state of a subject. So in those sentences where there is no proper action, there you are going to explain that the verb is indicating or expressing the state of a subject. What it means whether the subject is related to present or past or future. So right now I am going to take example. I am a student. So here you can see that I am a student. I is subject. So am is explaining that it is about present. So it is state. Here verb is describing the state of a subject. So in this sentence, am is taken as verb because it is describing the state of the subject I. So second one, he is my. These are called simple sentences. He is subject. And subject की जो state है वो was है. So was is taken as verb and it is related to past. It means that this sentence is related to past. The subject, we are talking about subject in past, not in present. Here we were talking about subject in present, and when we talk about subject in present, it means that the state is related to present, and when we are talking about subject in past, so it means that subject is related to past. So here in these two sentences, subject is describing the state of, the verb is describing the state of a subject. He plucks flowers. So here, pluck is an action, so it will be taken as verb, as per rule of first part of the definition. I wrote an article. So here wrote is an action and it would be taken as verb. So in these two examples, it has been explained that both section of the definition, one is related to action and the other is related to state of a subject. With the help of these four examples, I have explained that in these first two examples, verb is indicating or expressing or describing the state of a subject, but in the second part of the examples, in these two examples, verb is describe an action. वो action को ज़ाहिर कर रहा है. Take a screenshot. I hope you would have taken a screenshot. So right now I'm moving toward the parts or the kinds or types of a subject or verb. Here we are going to talk about types. I'm not going to explain in detail because you have already this topic in you will have to cover this topic in part of speech. But here I am just going to introduce you about the sense of the types of a verb. Number one, transitive verb. What it means? Here, verb depends object. When there is no, when the verb is depending upon object, it means that the verb which is taken in that particular sentence is transitive verb, because we are unable to understand the sense of a sentence without putting the object. So that particular verb is called transitive verb. And the second one, intransitive verb. Here, verb does not depend on object. There is no need to take an object. You can understand the sense of the sentence without having an object. So it means when there is no need of the object in a sentence and you are able to understand that what is the particular sense or specific sense in that particular sentence, so it means that there is used, वहाँ पे कौन सा verb इस्तेमाल किया गया? Transitive verb. And the next one is linking verb. What it means? You have already listened about helping verbs is, or, am, was, and were. These all are called helping verb. So these helping verbs are taken as linking verb. And remember, there are only 5 helping verbs. So these 5 helping verbs are taken as linking verb. So I'm going to explain further. And the next one is auxiliary. Auxiliary verbs. There are some helping words. I'm not talking about verbs. I'm talking about helping words. Mean, can, could, do, did, should, etc. These are also known as modal verb. So modal or helping verbs are included in auxiliary verb. Take a screenshot. These has, have, had, will, shall, etc. All these words are also taken as modal verb. Auxiliaries are also called modal. So modal verb हो या auxiliary हो, they are taken in the same sense, but linking verbs are separated from the auxiliary verbs. Is, are, am, was, and were. There are only 5 helping verbs in a sentence, in English language, and these are known as the name of linking verb. But the other words, not verb like can, could, might, may, should, do, did, has, have, had, will, shall, these all words are known as, dear student, auxiliary verb. So dear student, I hope you would have understood all the lecture effectively, and you have not wasted your time in this lecture. You have not skipped the video. You have watched all the video lecture without breaking, without any pausing. So dear student, I suggest you that you must make notes of these topics, and these notes will be beneficial in upcoming days in future. So stay with me in upcoming lectures, or when you will be the part of the college, you are going to learn a lot about your English language, because that session will be taken face to face. So stay with me, take care of yourself and your family and your near and dear one. Bye, Allah Hafiz.